Hey guys, another video for our modern Japanese architecture playlist and our mini-series on the construction going on next door to the old Japanese farmhouse. Some of you might remember last week the only thing that happened all week at the house was they demolished a brick wall that they'd already built and they rebuilt it. So it must have been some mistake made. This week, all they've done is dig up the new concrete gutter that you guys watched them lay last week. So they took the whole thing up. So they'd laid the new gutter from our boundary right down to the corner down there, and we showed you that in the last video, and then they took the whole thing up, the whole thing, everything that they'd laid, took it up and shifted it over. So obviously they'd put it in the wrong place. Now this is the same crew. These guys are the same crew. So they spend a lot of their time smoking and sitting around and talking and faffing around. So it took them a couple of days to take it back up again, and then a couple of days to lay it back down again. So basically, this crew have spent 2 weeks pulling out work that they'd already done and redoing it again. So 2 weeks later, they're back where they were 2 weeks ago, basically. So hard to know whose mistake it was, whether it was the surveyors, but some of you remember this place has been surveyed like 8 times. When we did the old farmhouse, bought the old farmhouse, it was surveyed once. This place has already been surveyed at least 8 times. Those of you who've been following the videos would have seen. So they've shifted it over closer to the houses. So it was obviously in the wrong spot, and they've moved it over closer to the houses. So hard to imagine how you could get that wrong, you know. You'd think that, you know, you just got to lay it next to the pegs that had already been put down in one of the previous 8 surveying exercises. So now the surveyors came back again to check it, and these guys spent most of the day there checking it. So somebody's losing money on this. Some people think it's some sort of Yakuza type backdoor conspiracy thing. It just seems to be more like incompetence. It really does. You know, all around us there's been other houses built in the last 4 months. You know, there's a 3-story house not far from here that was built from scratch in the time it's taken these guys to get to this point. So the good news is now that they've moved it over a bit, it's actually made the road a bit wider. And apparently this weekend they're supposed to be laying down new bitumen on the road, closing the road off again for about the 30th time. So yeah, the result is the road is a bit wider than it was when the old house was there. But other than that, nothing happened all week. Just nothing. Nobody did anything on the site itself. The whole week was spent taking up that gutter and putting it back down again. So same crew. So whether it's their mistake or the surveyor's, hard to know, but someone's messing up. And then right at the end of the week, these guys turned up, obviously plumbers, and unloaded a truckload of plumbing supplies, pipes and U-bends and connections and things, and then drove away. That was it. That's all that happened this week. So there's been a bit of a running joke with some people about what we could do to discourage people from buying the place. So there's been all sorts of suggestions, you know, body shapes, outlines on the ground, and snake warning signs. So look at the price there, right? That's Nissan Nihongo Kyuju Man. So that's about $220,000. So how about the unskilled signwriter goes there at night and changes it to Nioku? Nioku is $2 million. So if the unskilled signwriter goes over there at night like a ninja, changes the price, that might slow things down, do you think? Anyway, that was a bit of fun. More videos coming soon.